This is Nature's Valley Rest Camp, South African National Parks. Main entrance between the huts. Big lawn which during our stay was mostly used for day visitors. Bit of a rainy day today. Campsite starts on your left as you come in through those huts, all situated on the left hand side. If you're running off solar, these campsites are covered by the forest canopy, so you need to be mindful of which site you choose, otherwise you might not be able to replenish your solar power. All campsites have a braai. Some campsites have a wooden bench like this, but not all of them have this bench, so you might need to have your own table or seating. Some campsites are big, others a lot smaller. Water points, I'd say between every third to fourth campsite there is a water tap, and no electricity provided on these campsites. Baboons have been quite an issue. This is September 2020, just after the COVID pandemic. Tourists are few and far in between, and the baboons take each and every opportunity to steal fruit and vegetables or anything you might have from tourists. So be mindful of that. Lock your things away. We actually had our neighbor's tent was ripped open, and they stole all the vegetables from that and went through the forest, spreading his clothes and everything all over the place. After that, we actually decided to move to a forest hut because I was afraid they might break into my caravan tent and cause more damage. This is quite a nice site if you are running off solar. This is site number 11. Gets very good morning light. The sun rises there, sets towards the back, so you'll have ample sunlight here to replenish your solar battery bank. Site number 12, quite small, also a good one. Main camp bathroom and restrooms. It's also got laundry facilities, washer, dryers, men's and ladies bathrooms, as well as a fully equipped kitchen. Comes with freezers, 2 ovens, all for people camping without facilities. Getting towards the center of the camp now. Another nice campsite to the left here. Not all of them have numbers on, so I will post a map and indicate on each site which site number these are. This is also quite a nice and big site, covered by the forest canopy, but you get some morning light penetrating as the sunrise on that side. So the baboons make their way from the mountain into the park or into the rest camp. This is the road they follow each morning and each afternoon as they come in. As we go down this route, keep in mind the further we go down this route, the closer you get to the sites which are terrorized by the baboons first. So they come down the mountain, down this road, and the further you are down this road, the better your chances of being terrorized by the baboons. So my advice would be to stay either on these campsites or the ones to the left as we came in. Anything further down this way, you will have active baboons coming at you the whole time. Campsite number 14 on the left. Campsite number 15. This is a block of showers. There's no toilets, but there is additional showers here. I have to say, bathroom facilities is really well kept. Hot water the whole time, really nice and clean, and good shower heads, which I find is a problem quite often. Campsite number 15 to the left, quite a nice site but also small. You get some morning sun here penetrating through the canopy if you're running off solar. This is site 34, which we initially camped at. Really nice site, but very little light from the sun. Pretty much everything is blocked off by forest canopy. Nice part about it though is there's a tap right there, so that's why we chose that. Then in my view, probably one of the best sites in terms of size is number 16. It's got a bench, a big braai, direct access through that pathway to the main gate. You don't have much light here, but you will get a bit of morning light to replenish your solar battery bank. Campsite number 33, also a nice big site, but very dense and no natural light coming in. Surrounding these campsites is forest huts and chalets. Forest huts is basically a wooden hut, 2 single beds, tiny kitchen. Keep in mind there's no 2-plate stove or no cooking facilities, so you would have to braai or bring your own gas stove. But much easier to lock that up when you go out on a hike or you go out to explore the surrounding area. You can lock up your forest hut and you don't need to worry about the baboons. Whereas if you're in a tent, you will be surprised when you get back. There's a good chance you'll be find that your tent has been ripped open and the baboons got into it. Anything down this road is basically heading straight towards the mountain. It's just about 50 meters down the road. I personally would not recommend any of these sites. This is number 17. This is number 31, just so you can orientate yourself when you look at the map, which I will post. Anything on this side I would not recommend, because you will be the very first people the baboons get to as they come down the mountain, and the first people are the people who gets the most damage. As they move down the road, they tend to dissipate and not be as aggressive or as desperate for food. Campsite number 18. And 21 in the front. Campsite number 22. Hello. Campsite number 30. There is bathrooms again here. Small block of bathrooms and showers. Campsite number 29. And that is the gate the baboons use to enter from the mountain, over the road, and straight into this campsite. So any of these campsites around here, effectively anything past, I would say, campsite number 17, I would not recommend you book anything down this road. Try and keep to a campsite which is close to the main ablutions. Then you will be quite deep into the park or into the rest camp, and you're much more likely to have less damage from the baboons, as they do not tend to penetrate into the rest camp as much than on the outskirts. We were talking about the chalets and the forest huts earlier. So as I mentioned, forest huts is a little wooden cabin like that. They all face the river, and they've got a little balcony in front of them with some lovely views. Typically 2 single beds, small kitchen, a little fridge, and a small dinette for 2 people. Show you what a deck looks like. There's the river, and almost every single one of them have a little deck like this. Personally, I love Tsitsikamma, I love Nature's Valley, and I will definitely be back, but I would not camp here again. I would camp, or I would come and visit and book a forest hut. Just because of the baboons. Gives you a lot of peace of mind if you're out and about during the day, that your things are locked up. If you're in a tent, you run the risk of getting home and finding your tent has been terrorized. Just walking past the edge of the river now. Several forest huts here. Just past number 7. Number 6 and number 5 is right next to each other, so nice for 2 couples, nice and close if you want to entertain, spend some time together. Forest at number 4. And then in the middle here, there's quite a few centralized campsites. Very nice that they've got more light penetrating if you're running off a solar bank. And there was quite a few people camping here simply because of the proximity to the main restrooms, which you see at the back there. To give you an idea of orientation or navigation, that's campsite number 36. That's campsite number 37. Water taps all over around the spot. Main entrance and restrooms at the back there. And what I also found quite handy during the rainy weather is there is a well protected lapa. So if you are camping and the weather gets bad, there's a nice and spacious lapa where people hang out. You can have a braai protected from most of the wind and the rain. And there's also 220-volt electricity here if you would like to charge anything off 220 volts. Huts number 11 and 12 is 2 adjacent forest huts. I'm not entirely sure, but I think they actually call them chalets. I believe they have bathrooms as well and a fully equipped kitchen. Nice spacious deck for families, and I also believe they sleep 4, but you can just check that on the website. So the one to the left of this wooden box there is number 11, and number 12 immediately adjacent to it. Heading down to forest at number 3. Here you can see a bit of damage done by the baboons. Stole a tray of eggs. And that's about it for Nature's Valley. So I'll post a map at the end of this video showing all the campsites and the layouts and the sites or the part of the rest camp which I recommend you stay away from as the Baboon enters. But other than that, we had an amazing time. Lovely, cool. Today's a bit rainy, but in general we had cool sunny weather. Bathrooms, as I said, is really well kept. Park staff is super friendly and helpful, and the surrounding area is just amazing. We did some lovely hikes as part of the infamous Otter hiking trails. Plettenberg Bay is about a half an hour away, so if you want to go to town and eat a nice meal, that's just a few minutes away. And just so many things to see in the area, it's impossible to list them all. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and shoot with any questions should you have any.